We're live from the Brojo for the Battle Tangent. I'm Kid.
Kill me now.
That's okay, Gil.
Need a nap.
Yeah.
Why?
Tired.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
Because the seat has gotten to the point where it's actually really comfortable. Because
like
it's
heated car seats.
So anybody that
long.
doesn't know, obviously everybody who's listening, Gil and I just switched seats.
He has
Because
a
I was getting-
ridiculously, not in a sexual
You can get a
way,
folding
just temperature-wise, he has a ridiculously hot ass.
I am a generally very warm-blooded person. I prefer it cool.
I'm telling you,
I
the
overheat
diabetes burns like hot in the bloodstream.
Yeah, it
Melt
really
steel
sucks
beams.
because Rocky gives off a ridiculous amount of heat when he sleeps too. So we both wake up in the middle of the night and I'm sweating and he's just like, "What the fuck is going on?" And everybody wants to leave the room.
That does
because
sound
it's
like Rocky Balboa. I'll give you
Because it's
that.
like
That's a pretty spot on
140
impression.
degrees in my bedroom.
Okay.
I mean, as a huge guy, you probably
Yeah.
shouldn't let him sleep with you.
Anyways, I wanted to switch spots because I was getting really hot. And if I start getting any hotter, my balls are going to start stinking a lot.
Alright, there we go.
Because
You
I will
didn't want
start
what I
sweating.
said on there, but you'll take the John Dean's balls stink.
Only when I'm sweating
Are you
profusely.
kidding me?
If I'm sweating
fuck outta
profusely,
here.
I cannot help the
Because,
balls.
like-
I need you to soundbite and then archive this so I can use it later in
My
arguments.
balls stink! My balls stink!
That's
like your ringtone or some shit.
No, I just want to, like, later when you're ever arguing at point, I'll just bring it back up.
Oh yeah, well this. My balls stink.
Like, we never go on stupid tangents. My balls stink.
I'm not saying- I will never say that we don't go on stupid
Fucking
tangents.
dumb.
I think the stupid tangents are good.
Anyway,
I like
local
them.
lorehound Eli over here.
Yeah.
Zach.
You get us to go with local whorehound.
No, not yet.
Not.
Not yet. So
Ironically.
we have two fights. We have the
Oh
we
my
have
gosh.
Natsu for a gag fight. We have Natsu versus Elsa, and then for a fight, we have Lich King versus the Witch King.
A fight.
So
Serious
You
fight.
could have just said the actual fight.
Local fight nominee, what's the word I'm looking for?
Can you test it? I don't know what you mean.
What
just
word are you
happened?
looking for?
I was gonna introduce myself because we just skipped over me.
No,
Oh, an
You
answer?
said local fight.
Local ball stinker.
Yeah, sure. Local,
Active occupation
local,
somehow.
local sweaty ball complainer, John Dean over here.
Active battle consultant?
No, I was gonna say something about how like every time people fucking bring up a potential fight, I'm just like, no, that wouldn't work, and then I never bring up a good fight myself.
Fucking bastards.
That's just because like trying to get characters to fight fairly outside of their own universes is hard.
Oh, you don't even fucking know until we get into this. God damn, it
Yeah,
was a
I'm-
mistake. 2 weeks wasn't enough time.
so
To
yeah.
find lore on the Lich King or what?
Either.
Yeah, I actually kind
There's
of
not enough on the Witch King, and there's too much on the Witch King.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I almost kind of thought, like, because I looked into it a little bit too, and I almost kind of immediately, like, when I started looking at the Witch King, I almost kind of felt like we again ended up with a really unfair fight where the Witch King was basically, like, omnipotent in sort of a way.
He's not omnipotent unless
No,
the Lich
no.
King has the one ring.
He's not. But, not the Lich King, the Witch King.
I don't even fucking. I don't care. Let's get into this.
So when I was looking at the Witch King, I was almost kind of like, wow, that really seems like he's almost omnipotent in his universe, to a point, obviously, because he does die eventually.
Wasn't he their devil?
What?
Lich King? No.
The Witch King. I'm talking about the Witch King.
Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Jesus.
Dude, it's so.
Just
But,
call him the Witch King of
alright.
Angmar.
Okay,
But
so
which
the
is
Witch
so
King
much-
of Angmar.
But John,
But
which
then I-
king are you talking about?
But then I was looking at the
Fuck.
Lich King from Warcraft, and it was almost like the same situation for him in his world. So, like, it's really weird because, like, they both kind of have, like, a contingency thing for killing / destroying them that only really kind of works in their own universe.
Yeah. Not really.
So it is kind of sort of even, but it's also kind of sort of not.
Yeah.
Arthas can just die.
Yeah,
It doesn't
that's
have to
true.
be in his universe. Like, he died in his universe.
But I mean, he's basically like a lich himself already.
And then also, we're not gonna fuck with the Glorfindel, like,
Yeah.
only a man could kill him.
Yeah. And I
Prophecy
assumed
for
that we
the
were
Witch
gonna
King of
kinda do
Angmar,
that.
because it's like, that would just be like, oh, the Witch King wins because he can't die. It's like, that's dumb.
Well, and you could question the semantics of a lich king being a man also.
What do you mean?
Well, he's technically like not a man.
He's dead.
He's an undead.
It never really specifies.
Well, yeah, that's true
Spend
because
so much time.
I mean, like
trying to figure it out.
the way, yeah, exactly. Because the way the movies make it look in Lord of the Rings
The only-
is that anybody who doesn't have a penis can kill the Witch King of Angmar.
I mean, in the books, he gets killed by the wolf.
Yeah, he does, but the books actually make it more of like a.
Ambiguous.
Yeah, no, they make it less ambiguous because it has to do part of like. I can't remember if it's Merry or Pippin, but like he gets hurt by a halfling, which.
Okay, but that's not why. Do you know
Yeah.
why that works, though?
Why?
Because
Because
Merry and
halflings
Pippin...
are people?
No, because in the books they get swords forged by the Westerlings.
Yeah,
they
they-
get them from Tom Bombadil.
Oh,
Bombadil?
that's
I don't
right.
remember what his fucking name is.
Well,
Hey, Jay.
Jay.
I heard about Tom Bombadil.
There you fucking go.
No.
He's got this shit. He
Wait,
knows.
okay, what are we talking about here? Familiar.
Yeah, we're talking about the Lich
so-
King versus the Witch King of Angmar.
In the books, like Tom Bombadil or Bombadil, whatever,
Yeah.
gives Merry and Pippin swords.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
Against the
The Nazgul.
Yeah, the
They're-
Nazgul,
They're
yeah.
enchanted to be specifically good for it.
Yeah.
So when he stabs him in the fucking knee, it hurts him, and that's what allows Eowyn to kill
Yeah,
him.
that's what I was getting at. And
So,
I just left.
and that sword,
Left out the
that
part about the
both
sword.
those swords
Yeah.
still shatter, by the way.
But it's
When-
just,
Throwing that out
yeah.
there when they touch him. Yeah.
just to throw in a point. It's just a
Well,
point
that's
they,
because he's not your average Nazgul.
Well, yeah, no,
either.
but like all swords that hit him shatter, and so I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, I want to throw in, this is kind of a side note, it's disappointing that the movies didn't have Tom Bombadil. He's a I think he's a decent major.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
he's
what I'm saying.
pretty
Is that in the
prominent, yeah.
movies,
Yeah.
it makes it seem like the scenario is anybody who doesn't have a dick can kill the Witch King
Yeah,
of
it's-
Angmar. But in the books, there's like a sort of more
Yes, they
explained
had to have a
reason
sword
behind it.
enchanted to hurt the Nazgul.
And then that allows Eowyn,
Yeah,
or not
to kill.
Eowyn.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. It's
Is it
Eowyn.
Eowyn?
Yeah, Eowyn's fucking.
I thought
Eowyn.
Eowyn was the elf lady that he was the
No,
Aragorn
that's
was into.
Arwen.
Arwen? Oh, maybe.
Eowyn
Yeah, I guess
is
that's
the-
kind of
yeah, the
confusing.
names are
Yeah.
stupid.
But yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways, yeah, but that's what allows her to kill him then. Whereas in the other one, it's just like, I got titties! Stab
Like,
him
I
in the
understand,
face.
like, since Tom Bombadil isn't hold that huge of a character.
I
but,
feel like
he's a decent plot point.
I really
Yeah.
kind of would have liked if it was in there. Is it in the extended version?
No, he's not in
at
the
all?
extended version.
Fuck.
Either is the
Okay.
raping of not the rape, well, the Shire when
Oh yeah,
Raping
with
of the Shire.
Saruman,
yeah.
where he takes over the
Yeah, he
Shire
takes it
afterwards.
but I just
But
like the raping of the Shire. What the fuck?
All those hobbit holes will never be
Oh.
the same again.
That's probably a really offensive joke.
Was that offensive? What?
What are you talking about? It's a rape joke.
So?
That's really offensive.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Anyway.
Go moving right along. The Lich
Anyway.
King of Angmar's powers are really ridiculously weird, and then the Lich King,
Also has really weird powers.
But they're more straightforward. You
Yeah.
kind of know what he does.
yeah, because like he's got
But,
a radius for his
we
attack
did
and
decide
shit.
not to give the Lich King the power to like raise the dead.
Right,
He
which you
technically still
should
has the
have
power,
that.
but
If
like
he-
he's not going
okay,
to do it.
So I'd like to
obviously.
specify one thing though. If you give them both an army, the Witch King would win.
Yeah.
And that's all I can say.
Well, that was another
Because
point
the
I was
Lich
gonna
King
get
is a
at.
shit commander.
That was another thing.
Whereas
I was
the Witch
gonna
King,
kinda-
over the course of 500 years, takes down a couple nations.
Yeah.
Granted, it's 500 years, but it's still like, he still does it. And it's against the Dunedains that is a little bit better.
Yeah.
Elephant people? Nope.
Those are the Easterlings.
Yeah.
Got
You know,
it.
the Dunedain are what Aragorn is. They're like humans, but they can live to be about 200.
Oh, okay.
And then he kills a couple of their kings along the way. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I actually really like it.
Yeah.
Anything that has to do with the Witch King. of
Yeah, so the
Angmar
Lich King
is
had too
great.
much lore, and I delved into 7 hours
Now,
worth.
question. I know
Well-
you played War in the North, right?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah, and that involved the Witch King, right?
I believe so. Now, I didn't know that at the time. I'd have to play back through it.
I don't really remember. It's
Yeah,
been like
I
6
I think
years.
it was the
Exactly,
Witch
I'd have to play
King.
that.
I swear it was a Witch King or something. One of the.
I know that the Battle for Middle Earth, there was an RTS Lord of the Rings games.
Yeah.
They had a thing that covered the Witch King taking over Angmar. It was a DLC.
Who was it in Shadow of Mordor that you fight at the end?
Sauron.
It was.
No, I thought Sauron was who you fought at the end of the DLC.
I'm looking at him right now.
No, you fight one of the council members who's believed to have been Sauron.
Oh,
anyway.
okay, that's what I thought.
And then
No,
you
I
kind of
swear-
fight him when he's coming through a fiery portal
Yeah.
in like a cutscene, quick time event or something.
Yeah.
Which is kind of dumb, but
Because I remember playing through the DLC and I thought that was when you fought
So-
Sauron.
anyway, would you like to go on about the Lich King, Kian?
I don't.
Are you sure?
You're way better at it, and I
Oh,
get
God.
really mad because I don't think they're real people words.
None of the
Fucking
words
talk
in
about
fucking
anime
It's
all the
yeah,
time.
exactly. It's just another fantasy world.
Fucking kidding me right now?
I
There are more
think
real words
that-
than that.
That
Like we literally talked about something that was called like kakakakuri earlier.
What?
It literally sounds like me clearing my throat.
I really
Sounds
think
Middle
that
Eastern.
like,
Sounds like
that
I'm speaking some fucking German.
the Barrows
shit.
brothers from RuneScape.
It does not sound like German at
Yeah.
all, actually.
We could do those eventually.
We could
That's a
do
good
some-
one. I like
Could
that.
do
Those are
what?
whites.
The Barrows brothers.
Barrows Brothers.
Barrows brothers.
It's an
Actually,
interesting
don't
story.
know who they are.
RuneScape.
RuneScape.
Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
That's probably why I don't remember.
I actually know a lot about them because I really like them. Anyway, that's not important.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah,
So anyway,
Yeah, we'll figure out what we want to do.
which one do we want to cover first here?
The Witch King, I guess.
We've been
So
covering it
I've
pretty
got a
much.
couple huge questions that would need specified. So we put the Lich King at the the height of his power. He gets the armor, he gets the sword, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Witch King of Angmar's power scales with Sauron's power.
Okay.
So
It's never technically specified in the books because Sauron never really has the One Ring in the books. Gandalf just kind of offhand is like, yeah, if Sauron ever gets the One Ring, the Nazgul are gonna be like fucking powerful. Throughout the movies and the books, you can kind of see how they scale up. Like, at one point, they're all afraid of the fire in the beginning ones. That doesn't work on them later. Later in the third movie and in the book, the Witch King fucking covers his blade in fire.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, obviously he doesn't give a shit anymore. And like they don't get scared of water, shit like that. And it's just so like they kind of gradually scale up as Sauron gains power. But would we put the Witch King at the height of his power? And if so, I don't really know what that is. Other than I'm pretty sure he'd fucking wipe the floor with the Lich King.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of like that's a pretty good question because the majority.
Exactly.
If we're putting him at the height of his power, we're talking about like Sauron with the ring, still. And I mean, again, like he's basically like an omnipotent force at that point.
The Witch King of Angmar?
Yeah,
At that point, he'd be probably pretty omnipotent.
that's what I mean. Is like if we put him up here, but like the Lich King is pretty at the height of his power too. He's pretty much like
Punk ass bitch. Anyway,
yeah,
no, he's really powerful, but
as a
his
single
main,
force. Yes.
his main weakness is sort of his arrogance,
Yeah.
and yeah, and the fact that I'm pretty sure he's still alive technically.
And that's kind of what puts them at like an even situation is when we're not like setting them up with armies, because as you said, like if we put them
the
with
Witch King of
armies,
Angmar is a
with
way
Witch
better
King-
commander.
Well, I mean, he's probably got a better army too.
Eh,
Well, he's got the rest of the Nazgul too, if you include the army.
when you
thing.
look at like the Warcraft orcs, it's like the Scourge
Yeah.
fought them. I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, yeah, the other Nazgul, but and then there's also the thing where it's like all blades that hit the Witch King just fucking explode,
Yeah.
and it's like would Frostmourne just fucking explode? Tolkien didn't really do any like super powerful magical fucking swords.
Yeah.
Like the One Rings are basically just the most powerful, and they're pretty much connected to an element. And so it's like
And then they
there's
only
no good way
technically
to
amplify the power that the person already has.
yeah, and the only way to really like say that Frostmourne would explode is that the sword that Mary had that was specifically designed to hurt the Nazgul blows up anyway.
Yeah.
Like, it still hurts him, but it blows up. So, I'd think Frostmourne would, but that just makes this a really uneven fight, I'm just saying. But, like, I feel like it would. I don't know.
He'd basically have to get his one hit in, and have to be like a kill hit.
Yeah, I don't think it would be. The other thing is, once Frostmourne's shattered, he loses a pretty significant
power,
part of his power.
Yeah.
And I don't really think Ner'zhul's alive anymore. Arthas battles him for, like, control of their combined conscience, and basically just kills him off because he wants to be in control, but he's still just super evil. And that's when when the DLC happens in WoW. It's because from that point on he's like, I'm an arrogant, powerful son of a bitch, and then he fucking dies. So, and obviously Frostmourne can be broken, because it gets broken by really powerful other swords.
That's actually a really good point.
Like, it gets broken by fucking Ashbringer, which is a really powerful sword as well. But, like, the Witch King he's got powerful magic.
Yeah.
The parameters on it are kind of all over the place.
He's got a lot of fire magic, too.
Yeah.
Specifically, like, and that's...
He does.
I mean, when you take into account that ice
Yeah.
basically fucking melts.
Well, and I thought about that, because, like, you know, Arthas, he freezes people in blocks of ice and shit, but the Witch King is sort of ethereal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it's weird, because, like, they have these cloth robes that you can destroy and stuff, and that's technically their physical form, but they're ethereal. You can't really freeze them. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing of basically just the magic doesn't add up, I guess.
The magic of Lord of the Rings is much more ambiguous than the magic of Warcraft because it's a video game. It's straightforward of what they can and cannot do.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, the magic in Lord of the Rings, like, there's only a couple examples of him ever using shit, like, when they're sieging Minas Tirith, he fucking weakens the gates with some spell, and that's why the ram breaks it in 3 hits. Trying to think. Like, he coats his fucking sword in the fire. In the movies, he shatters Gandalf's staff, but that doesn't happen in the books.
Who are we talking about then?
The Witch
I
King.
think that's only in the extended version, isn't it?
Is it? I've only seen the
the
extended
extended version. So
I'm pretty sure that's only in the extended where he shatters the staff.
Doesn't matter. Point is, it doesn't happen in the books, so that's kind of debatable on what you want to go off of.
Yeah.
I think we should go by the book, since the book.
Technically, Gandalf should be able to wipe the fucking floor with him, especially when he's Gandalf the White.
Especially, yeah.
Granted,
I think height of his power.
I was about to be like, granted, if Sauron had the ring, I guess I don't know.
Height of his power, I'd say they're pretty even-ish.
When Gandalf,
maybe.
yeah, I was gonna say when
But
Gandalf.
that's
fucking,
because like Sauron is so far above anyone else with the One Ring.
Okay, so basically where it is like Sauron is a Maiar, Gandalf is a Maiar, the Balrog is a Maiar. So when Sauron has the ring, he's more powerful, and then the Witch King is like a percentage of his powers that might put him at the same level,
As a
because
Maiar,
Gandalf
yeah.
isn't supposed to acquire power. Even if he's Gandalf the White, I think it'd be about the same. I don't know, because like when he says that, like, he makes the offhand comment, he's like, yeah, they'd be a lot more powerful if Sauron ever gets the ring back. It kind of implies he's like, yeah, they'd pretty much wipe the floor with anyone who's maybe not me.
Yeah.
And I don't think he'd be able to even fight off all 9 of them if they had the ring, so I don't know.
What about the other wizards?
What, like
Gandalf had the other wizards with him.
They
No.
wouldn't.
There's
it's
still
Blue
one-on-one,
wizards
yeah.
are probably dead. It
we
never
were talking about-
specifies.
Yeah.
Well, and there's still so fewer of them too.
Yeah, but and then Radagast isn't particularly powerful.
Yeah, I know
and
that.
Technically failed in his mission.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you want to count Saruman on
What
Gandalf's
about the red,
side.
wasn't there some in the red they talked about? I swear they talked
There
about.
were 5.
Yeah.
2 blue, Gandalf, Saruman, and then Radagast.
There was a red guy. I swear there was a red guy.
Not that I know of. Because the 2 blue ones went to the east
I
and
can't
presumably
think of
failed since the Easterlings joined Sauron. And then you never hear about them, and then Radagast is just kind of in the forests.
He's got talked
hiding,
about like in a
basically.
Hobbit movie, just
Doing-
like bam.
Doing animal shit. And then, Saruman, he's pretty powerful. And that's like, but he turns because he covets power.
He gets a rainbow cloak. A rainbow fucking...
I don't know. Okay.
No, in the
I don't
books
know
he has
anything about that.
No, in the books he has like a rainbow fucking robes. And like in the movie he still has a white fucking... No.
I don't think he.
No, I'm sorry.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't think it was like he legitimately showed up with like tie-dye in a tie-dye bathrobe or some shit.
Saruman
I think
in
it was
his
like
Technicolor rainbow coat.
when he joined up with Sauron, he gained like a portion of his power, and like
Yeah, he
the
kind of.
light that he could create was like so blinding that it looked like rainbows.
Yeah, he kind of does the same thing as the Witch King.
Yeah.
Like it's more powerful because of it. So I don't know. It's a weird situation.
I think the Witch King wins. Like the more.
I was gonna say, I was like, the other thing is the Witch King probably more experienced in regular combat. Like Arthas
Was
trained
19.
a lot, but yet he's not that old.
Yeah.
The Witch King is like,
Centuries.
I think it's like he's like 500 or something like that. Well, he's over 500 when he basically falls from like his tip-top point, isn't it?
Okay, I think they fought the elves like 2,000 years ago. I don't remember now.
Oh, okay.
When did they originally fight Isildur?
the Nazgul.
And no, like
The original,
So-
the Kid in the Man, Isildur.
Yeah. When did they fight him and the elves coalition?
Long fucking time. I know it was a long fucking time.
It was at least 1,000.
I thought it was 2,000 years ago.
But I,
And then it was even before that he created the One Ring and all the
Yeah.
other rings and gave it to him. Also, it never specifies what ring any of the Nazgul got. So, the only rings they ever talk about are Elrond has the Ring of Water, Gandalf has the Ring of Fire, Sauron has
Isildur, right? You
the
said.
has the One Ring. Yeah, like when did he and the elves fight?
I'm looking up.
well, there were more than just like a couple rings.
Yeah, they gave a bunch of the dwarven shit, but those are the only ones it talks about.
Yeah,
That's the
true.
only ones it ever specifies. It's like, yeah, this is the Ring of Fire, this is the Ring of this. What rings did the 9 men get? I
Yeah.
have no idea, so I don't know what powers that fucking gives
You
him.
get the
You
ring
mean
of water.
Elendil?
You get the ring of fire. You
Eldest
get the
son
ring
and
of air.
Elendil.
You get the ring
Elendil was
of
the one who
earth.
cut the ring off fucking Sauron.
Was he?
You get the ring of grass.
I was just seeing
You
it.
get the ring
What?
of money.
No.
You get the ring of.
Isildur is the eldest son and heir of Elendil, who
Yeah.
cut the One Ring from the hand of Sauron.
Yeah, but he
of the secret
dies,
Sauron.
and then Isildur gets it. Because he picks up the sword, I thought, and cuts it off. 'Cause I thought his dad dies when he fights Sauron. Isildur picks up the sword, cuts off his fucking
Yeah.
hand, and then
Here.
takes the ring for himself.
And then is killed.
Point is, how long ago was that? I don't care who it was.
I'm
It doesn't
looking-
matter to me.
Is this the War of the Last Alliance?
Yeah, that seems right.
In the year 23429.
Yeah. Just to say,
That
how long
doesn't
before
really,
the War of the Ring?
It was in the Second Age,
Ooh.
and let me see here. The Third Age is when the War of the
Yeah.
Rings happened.
I know,
So
but it
at
doesn't
least
matter
like
to me.
1,000 years.
The ages could be like 3,000 fucking years. That
True.
doesn't mean anything to me.
Was War
That's a
the
good
War of
one.
the Ring was what happened to the Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
2,980 years before the War of the Ring.
There you go.
Jeez,
So the
that
Witch
one's
King is
almost
at least
3,000.
3,000
I'm
years
going
old.
to do a shout out to Glyphweb and
He's
Encyclopedia
more
of
than
Arna.
that. He's at least like 35.
Just shouting out to that. Should definitely
100.
Not really.
Specifically like 35. Well, wasn't he conquering for like 500 years?
Yeah, but that was between when Sauron got beaten by the Last
Oh,
Alliance
Okay, yeah, you're
and
right.
the War of the Ring. And then he was like, you know what? I'm gonna go fuck up these Dunedain bastards who cut the hand off of fucking Sauron.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Which was
And he has been in one-on-one fights before. He kills, the reason there's no king in Gondor in the War of the Ring is because he rides out to fight the Witch King at Minas Morgul and never comes back. The Witch King apparently just kills his ass, kills its ass. Also,
Yeah.
we gave the Witch King a fell beast. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah. We shouldn't have done
Oh, I didn't. I thought we
Well, I
weren't
mean,
gonna
we-
do that.
Oh, weren't we?
that. No, we said we. And
They're
then
not
we
that
went
great,
like,
I
I don't. Yeah, well, yeah. They're, I mean, they're not. They're like fucking, like flying fucking.
They're really
horses,
fast.
basically. Yeah.
And they're like ferocious against regular people. I really don't think Arthas would have much trouble with it.
No.
I think
Well,
he just
I
punched
mean,
the shit
again,
out of it.
Well, now the thing is, like, it's like
Fucking-
Eowyn kills one, but she's really the only person who ever kills one,
Yeah.
which means she mostly got lucky.
But she really doesn't struggle with it at all, though. Like, she pretty much goes
Gets lucky.
almost through the entire neck in one sword swing.
That's in the movie, though.
Yeah,
I don't know
true.
if that happens in the books.
Yeah, we don't really know how
It just
it
says she
happens in the
kills it.
book.
Yeah.
I'll look up here.
It doesn't matter.
I'm curious.
So, thoughts, opinions, Gil, what you thinking, bud?
Wanna die slowly?
Falling asleep?
He's bored.
Not having it?
I think the Witch King is gonna like beat the living hell out of the Lich King.
I don't think it'll be like a really one-sided fight.
Witch King.
I don't
the
think
Witch
it'll be
King.
one-sided.
Yeah.
Like, if I had to give it a percentage, it'd be like 55 to 45.
Right. I don't know. It's just the Witch King has a lot more experience though in the long
He
run.
does.
At the end
He's
of it.
been alive for a long
Yeah.
time.
Well, Arthas is like basically like 28.
He can also spit disease at you.
Yes, he can.
Black
That's a
breath.
pretty
Forgot
impressive,
about
though.
that, but if Arthas is... I feel like...
I think that's probably a power that's not gonna work.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like it's not worth bringing up. But yeah,
He's
that's the thing he
undead,
can
yeah.
do, is just spit disease
Yeah.
at you.
That
Also-
would be helpful in the event that it was an army versus army
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Right. So I
It's not really, because Arthas' army is undead.
Yeah, true.
So then, yeah, that's where
No,
I'm
I mean,
The Witch King himself had been in Middle Earth for at least 2,500 years before taking his title.
Well, before taking his title?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
so he's like fucking 5,000.
No, because it was
If he's
it was
2,500.
2,900 years after. So it could still have been between that and just been like 500 years before the War
I
of the
thought he
Ring.
took his title before that.
No. I'm pretty sure he didn't.
Oh yeah, you're right, because he literally took it.
He emerged
while-
as Sauron's servant in the Second Age of 2251.
Okay.
So, and he died in Third Age of 3019. So,
Okay, so yeah, I don't know when the Second Age ends, so he's like 4,000 years old.
Yeah,
He's pretty
Old
up
as
there.
shit.
Yeah.
it's almost as old as
Technically,
you,
we
Eli.
don't know if... Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Technically, we don't know if, like,
how years work.
years work on Middle Earth,
Yeah.
but I'm assuming they're the same.
That's all.
Or
It's
at
like,
least
Technically, since I
similar.
think Lord of the Rings is an origin story of mankind in real life. There's a theory on that.
I don't think that's what Tolkien was going
No,
for.
there's a theory that's what he
Oh,
was
really?
going for, yeah.
of what?
That
I need to look it up more
Middle Earth
before I
is like
start
a
telling people.
prehistory of
yeah,
mankind.
you're gonna like
I've heard that, yeah.
someone from BuzzFeed is gonna
I did
listen
not,
to this and be like,
actually. That's
my
new.
Brown from the Pro Ship Bros podcast said that.
That'd be good. More
Yeah.
people would come watch it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but I don't.
And
I
it's
don't want
that's on
BuzzFeed.
I was gonna be like,
audience-
actually, it's on
audience.
BuzzFeed. They'd
They
They
Buzz
probably would
appreciate.
not. They would hate my comedy more than your mom.
Oh no, they'd hate me and
Well,
my
they'd hate us both.
misogynistic tendencies.
Yeah, and all the racism.
So the next
Say the
fight we
gays a
have
lot.
is
Yeah.
the next fight is the gag fight we have, which
Oh,
we
did you
have-
say which
Oh,
king?
yeah, we didn't
No one
know.
voted except you, Kian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I vote the Witch King. Gil votes for Sleep.
I mean, I voted the Witch King.
Witch
Like a
King of
55,
Angmar.
45. I don't think it would be.
It'd be a close fight.
Yeah, I don't think it would be just like a. Oh yeah, did we have a poll on this?
Yeah, it was 50-50 at the end.
Really? Like,
Really?
totally even?
Yeah, totally even.
I feel like the Lich King is definitely more
More
well
known,
known.
yeah.
But like anybody that like knows Lord of the Rings is immediately
I
gonna
don't
think.
know if he's more well known.
What do you mean? With how many people that play
Yeah,
WoW?
but then again, like I don't think anyone knows like the Witch King either.
I don't think that. Okay, so I
But
bet.
how many people have seen them? More people have seen the Lord of the Rings
Yeah,
movies.
I
than
will
played
agree
WoW.
with that,
Yeah.
but I bet there's more people that have played WoW that have delved into the lore of the Witch King.
That is true.
Yeah.
Then again, you watch the movies and,
And,
you're
like-
like, oh, the Witch King, he fucked up Gandalf and kills the
No.
giant demon.
Because that doesn't happen in the non-extended version. So that
It
would
would happen
be
in the
only the
books.
people who have watched the extended. It did not.
What happened in the
He did
extended
not
version?
shatter the staff in the
They have
Like,
that-
he kicked Gandalf's ass though.
No, they have that encounter, but they never fight.
Yeah.
Much like in the movie, except he shatters Gandalf's staff.
In the movie, he shatters. In the extended version of the movie, he shatters the staff. Doesn't
But he
happen
still
in the
says
regular
the same
version.
thing where he's like, "I'm gonna kick your ass, old man. This is my time." and then fucking
Exactly
Rohan
like
shows
that.
up. And he's like, "Ah, shit," and he has to go back.
Also, exactly like that.
That's exactly like he's like, "You old fool," and it's like, "Man, you're 4,000 years
You don't know me. You don't
Anyway,
know
I'm gonna say
You don't
shout
understand
out to
the young people.
the Encyclopedia of Arda. It's a huge Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
website, whatever, for all their lore.
That is super nice.
No, seriously,
for real, that is
really.
super nice. Like on the real, comparatively to like World of
Wow.
Warcraft, where it's just forum pages.
No, it's really dedicated.
Here's wiki
and they
pages.
do a lot of stuff.
Really
I was looking up
shitty.
the wiki pages.
Yeah, really shitty wiki pages.
Oh yeah, they don't specify a lot.
Nope. Then we have our gag fight between Natsu versus Elsa.
Who the fuck is
I didn't
Natsu?
vote.
I didn't vote either.
Shit,
Yeah.
yeah. You said Witch King.
Zach
You
didn't
made your-
even vote.
Yeah, which
Just skipped
king?
all of
Oh
them.
yeah, for
Zach
that.
doesn't
Wait,
give a shit.
Yeah.
Not that. I don't
Been
really
on his
know
phone
what
this
any
whole
of that
time.
is.
Who's
All right.
Gandalf and who's Dumbledore?
I don't know.
Pull
Exactly.
out your poster.
Whatever.
The
poster's not here anymore.
Actually,
Yeah, we
I don't
don't
know if the
remember
Witch
what
King
happened
is
to
on
it
there.
already.
It's over here.
Oh
shit.
shit.
Oh, so
They took
that's...
care of
I
it.
just put it.
I don't think the Witch King's even on there.
Oh, he's I don't think he is. Is he?
Yeah, no, he's
No.
not. He's not.
Son of a
It's
bitch.
only good guys.
Where's Gandalf?
They're all Dumbledore.
He's up on-
Wait. This has Arwen and Eowyn on it, and I think we've been saying them backwards. We have been.
Yay.
We've been saying Arwen and Eowyn backwards this whole time. Eowyn is the human girl who kills the Witch King.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure you said Arwen.
You said it backwards.
Yeah, you're right. I said them backwards.
Eowyn's when he
dumbass.
fucking killed the Witch King.
So we are verifying that I said them
Does she marry
backwards.
John Dean is wrong. Confirmed.
Okay, you know what the problem is? I just
Fucking
can't remember
surprise.
what is which ever.
Yeah, like
Now you're on
Fucking
Zach's level.
surprise.
Does Elijah Wood
Your
ever
name
get
is
anything
always
besides
in
a
his
true
name.
romance
No.
ending?
No.
Anyways,
no, it
your
ends the
vote,
same way
Jay.
in the books,
That's
where
the
they
Witch King.
Anyway, vote. Yeah.
go
So
on to
Jay
Jay
said
says Witch
Witch
King.
King. What are you saying, Zach? I want to hear your opinion.
Why?
Yeah, Zach.
It's a really important opinion.
Yeah.
Do you even know how we voted?
Because we
Yeah,
voted.
you all voted Witch King.
Oh damn! I was really hoping he didn't know it. I was hoping he
I've
like,
been listening.
didn't know
I
that.
just really wanted to be wrong so I could make fun of him.
In your face.
No, I just wanted him to pick the one that like everyone else didn't pick. It's like, you dumbass.
General consensus is Witch King, so Witch King.
My money's on the Lich King's horse that we gave him.
Oh,
See, no,
his-
no.
Yeah,
if
remember,
we-
because we gave the Witch King a Felbeast.
Yeah, I was
so
gonna
we
be like,
gave
if
the
we
Lich
gave
King
him a
horse.
Felbeast, we gave him a horse. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the horse. The horse is the only survivor. Because he's not a man and he can kill the Witch King.
The Felbeast eats horses.
Shut up. Just because you are correct.
It does eat horses.
Doesn't
It
mean it's
actually
gonna
does,
happen.
even in the non-extended
I
version
learned
of the
that
movie.
because that scene is why so many people think that the Nazgul is what you call the Felbeast.
Yeah, and for the longest time, I
Not.
was one of those too.
Retard.
Because he literally says, as a line in the movie, the Nazgul hungers or something like that.
No, you shouldn't stand between a Nazgul and his prey.
Oh,
He's talking
yeah.
about King Theoden. People are thinking he's talking the way
About the Felbeast.
about the Felbeast eating the horse. And it's just
Yeah.
like, why would she give a fuck? It's just like, that horse is my best friend. You can't have it.
Well,
Eat my dad though. I
Her
don't care.
dad's underneath the horse.
But yeah.
And so our gag fight was Natsu versus Elsa, and like Elsa is the Queen of Arendelle,
Well, Elsa is also an Omega level mutant.
basically,
What you're saying is she should become.
and Natsu is a dumb dragon demon boy.
Professor X.
Dragon
Oh, so
Slayer
we're
magic.
just going with all the
Technically-
spoilers for that end.
Technically, he's just a mage that uses demon or devil.
No.
Dragon
He is
Slayer
a demon.
magic.
He's a demon.
He's a demon?
Yeah, his brother. He died. Okay,
Okay,
the timeline is just convoluted as hell.
All right,
Quick-
so
quickly,
I
hold
will
on.
specify. I have not watched like much of the show. I have read a fuck ton of the manga, only up to the time like right before dragons come to the.
All right, so this is spoiler heavy. Do you want it or not?
I've watched a
Yeah.
lot of the show. Go
I
on.
don't know. It's really
Go
not that
ahead.
good of a show.
All right, so basically, 400 years ago, the Natsu was born.
And
Did
then
he
everything
died
changed
because
with
of
the Foundation
dragons.
attack.
His
Because
brother.
of dragons.
No, shut up right now. I'm being serious with this. I don't want to have to say it again.
Died because of
He
dragons.
died. There were dragons. It was a very serious problem for the time. 400
They
years
usually
ago.
are.
Yeah, for some
Yeah.
weird reason, dragons are powerful.
No,
Yeah.
I mean like they're just a problem.
Yeah.
That's not
So,
true. I had
his
a D&D character who could bitch slap a dragon to death. Anyway.
His brother Zeref decided, oh, I'm gonna figure out how to bring dead things back to life. So he discovered how to make demons and was like, you know what? This will work. So he used his brother's body, his brother's dead body, as a template to make him into a demon.
And that's Natsu.
And that's Natsu.
Imperial Natsu
That's
Dragon.
pretty gay.
He's the END.
Then they end up sending them to the future because that's when they're
Dragons are a problem again.
no, dragons are no longer a problem. They're all dead except for like 4 of them inhabiting children's bodies
Why does
for whatever
Big
reason.
Male raise him?
It's 5.
Is
5, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I just realized like it's 5.
They make them the Power Rangers for all I care.
It's really not a good storyline.
Yeah,
Fairy
it's-
Tail's pretty trash.
And then
it's okay. Anyway,
he ends up in
interesting
the
enough
future.
to keep me interested while I was reading.
anyway.
They end up sending the kids into the future where there's enough something or other that was lacking in their current timeline so that the dragons can heal inside the children. And then eventually, I'm not going to explain this real well. This is just a
You
summation.
know what? This is a joke
I don't
fight.
think the
I don't
show
really
could
care.
explain this that well, or the
Yeah.
manga.
Go on with the fight. What are we doing?
So I think, and Elsa. Let me explain Elsa. How powerful Elsa is compared to English.
How
freezes your
powerful Elsa
fucking organs.
is. She built an
conjures
ice
out of
castle.
nothing in an
Yeah.
instant.
Yeah.
A literal
She's
instant.
better than Frozen.
She built
She's
a
just
kingdom.
like, chow, and there it is.
I'm assuming her powers
She
work
built a
like
castle.
Frozone's, to be
She
honest.
built
There
something.
has to be
very
moisture
She
in
froze
the
a
air.
kingdom. She built a castle.
close
She
enough.
literally froze an entire country during their summer season.
Yeah, but that doesn't
There's
negate the
moisture in
fact
the air,
that there's
fucker.
moisture in the air in
Yeah.
the country.
Are you insinuating that in summer it's just dry heat all the
No,
time?
So,
She caught it on a good day.
Iceman and X-Men can literally conjure ice out of nothing.
No,
Like, he just creates it.
really? I didn't know
Yeah, that's why he's an Omega level mutant. He's actually continuously finding out new
that.
powers.
So he can create fucking matter. So
Yeah.
he's level 5.
So, but most freeze powers are like, I can freeze water, and there's moisture in the air, there's
yeah,
moisture in the
you
ground.
Just conjure it. but-
Water basically exists within everything, almost.
They're all waterbenders.
So the idea of basically conjuring ice out of nothing isn't too far fetched.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Because
Anyway,
basically freeze.
I don't give a shit. What are we doing here?
We're talking about Elsa
Oh, I thought
versus
there was a
Natsu.
stipulation to the fight that he added.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, I put making a dessert.
Making
It's a gag fight, and I couldn't think of something that would
Well,
be
it's
funny.
a
Well,
What
then
kind
it's
of
pretty
dessert?
obvious because Natsu can't cook and Elsa's a woman.
Oh man. Anyway,
John
this is
D
why
hits the
BuzzFeed
nail
doesn't
on
like
the
it.
head.
Exactly.
No,
this
I
is
would-
exactly what BuzzFeed
Not
doesn't
because
like.
of John's
Has
reasons.
BuzzFeed actually come out and said they don't like us?
No.
No.
Of course not.
I feel like that'd
they
be
don't
some great
know
prep.
who we
They don't
are.
know us. Anyway, fuck. Oh, I was gonna say Elsa though, just because Natsuo is fire. You don't really,
Baking.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but he can also
But you
overcook
She
it.
could make an ice cream cake.
Yeah, I was
yeah.
gonna say, I was like, most desserts are cold over just being like on fire.
Pies. Anything on fire. There are
Yeah,
desserts
but
that they
not
do
you
on
think
fire.
he could make a pie though?
No.
And the
No.
answer is no.
No,
Not
I
at
think
all.
not
He learned how to
no.
survive in the
However,
wild on
one
his
of them
own. I'm
is
pretty
a-
sure he can learn
He
how to
didn't
bake a
learn how to
freaking
bake,
pie.
though.
Yeah, the cat.
He learns how
Also-
to survive on his own
Yeah, also-
because he has magic powers.
Also-
he doesn't even. He doesn't do anything.
Surviving on your own
Other
isn't
than
making
being
fucking
a
delicious desserts.
Yeah, you think he just has an easy bake
Yeah,
oven?
we're not
No,
talking about
I'd say he
spice.
could probably learn real easy how to bake.
I don't think, because Natsu's an idiot.
No. Roasting a dead animal over a fucking fire does not translate into baking desserts.
Do you realize
All you
how
have
much
to do
effort
is
is
gather
effort
the
he goes
ingredients
into
together.
baking?
Did you even watch
Not
the
much.
I have to
video?
do it correct, or else it's not gonna look good.
Who cares?
Anyway, I'm going
Reason
with,
to eat
I'm going
doesn't
with
matter.
Elsa.
I'm going with Elsa as well.
Mostly because
Elsa.
she could literally conjure the food as well.
Okay, so
I feel like we should do an actual fight and not a baking.
I mean, we can
contest.
do both. I don't care.
I still think
Yeah.
Elsa
I still
would
think
win
she'd win in an actual fight.
because Elsa's smart and Natsu's
See,
Not-
She locked herself
not
up in a
s-
tower
Same thing with
because
you
she
know,
was having an emotional
Same thing
day.
with like Earthas. There's a woman joke in there. Anyway,
Find it.
same thing with that though. Like Natsuo is pretty fucking arrogant
Yeah.
and
My-
sure that he can tackle anything. I think she could probably just kick his ass. Plus, he conjures fire, but he needs to eat it to like bolster his powers,
Yeah.
whereas she apparently just never runs out.
Yeah,
Well,
she doesn't
one
need
argument I have is that Natsu does literally, like, surround himself with fire.
But she could surround him with ice.
I feel like if it's gonna get anywhere near him, it's gonna melt pretty fast.
I don't think so.
No, the way that she can make that castle, I feel like she could continue.
Also, yeah, if
Well, yeah, she can
now,
continuously do it, but if he's burning hot enough,
say
he
you're
can just
lit,
melt it as it
say
comes.
you're lit on fire, John. If I encased you
I'm
in,
pretty sure that fucking Natsu does that to fight off ice magic in
No.
the manga.
okay, but that's not as powerful as her magic. I'm next to certain.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
I'm sure he
I'm
just
not
fights
disagreeing. I'm just trying to make some sort of argument.
If she froze him in a fucking ice block, even if he
Elsa's
was on
winning now.
fire, judging by how fire works, right? It would just go out. It wouldn't
50-50.
keep burning.
But it's not natural fire either.
There would be no room for it to burn.
But again, it's not natural fire. It's a
Irrelevant.
magic ability.
Yeah, but he still wears out and has to eat
Yeah,
fire.
that's
Yeah,
okay.
he has to eat fire.
I think
but
she'd
he
wear
doesn't
him out if
need-
nothing else.
He doesn't need standard conditions for fire existing to conjure fire, is what I'm saying.
But by the
Because I'm pretty
yeah.
sure he conjures fire without air already in the series,
I don't
too.
Right.
think so. I don't
'Cause
think
it's a
so.
magic-
Literally in the vacuum of fucking space.
It's a
like-
magic skill. It's not him, like, barfing up actual fire and then throwing it.
Right.
Like, yes, he has to eat fire to maintain power, but it's more of a magic ability.
See, but she doesn't have
Or, like,
that
it's more of, like, a
handicap.
spell. No, I'm not
Her
disagreeing.
handicap is her
I also
emotions.
don't think his
with what you're
fire
saying.
burns hot enough to just melt ice instantly. It'll
There
still
is a
take time.
section in the tournament thing that they're in where I think he uses lava.
What?
Like the fire's burning so hot it basically is lava.
Oh yeah, he walks in and everyone's clothes burn. Yeah, that.
Yeah. It's not exactly like a logical thing, but it's
That seems
very
like an
detailed.
exception to the rule, though.
Logic is
Yeah.
thrown out the window in these fights.
Well,
This
no,
is
I'm
true.
not
No.
disagreeing, but
Yeah. Okay.
I still, regardless, I still
I'm
think she'd be
stating
able
that
to wear him out.
even in fairy tale, it's not.
I feel
like,
like-
a logical
I feel
thing.
like
It's
She
just
was almost killed by two human
not
men.
that great of a.
Well, yeah, but she
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
true.
emotionally distraught. I don't think he has the powers to do that.
Yeah. I can
No,
agree.
There is also
He's
the
an
point that
annoying.
he's dumb.
He's an annoying main character. I'm pretty
He
sure.
is not that smart.
So like the
She
poll.
can also
had-
freeze your fucking heart. I don't know what that would do to him, but I feel like it'd fucking kill him.
He does hold fire inside his body,
So,
so
Not in
I
his
don't
heart.
think you'd be able to freeze it.
I mean, still freeze it. That's
Mm.
like a magical thing. It's not like literally like casing your thing in ice. That would be like,
No, from the inside, his heart turns into legitimate ice.
yeah. I don't. It's weird.
I don't know.
I think it's more magical than like
I
physical.
feel like we're starting to give this way too much thought.
That's
for a gag
more
fight.
along the lines of like less.
See, the real question is like,
I want to say like less
Because people said
possible,
Elsa
but like
wins.
all of this is already pretty impossible.
Yeah, people said
I'm
Elsa
going with
wins.
Elsa.
Yeah, I'm also going with
with
Elsa.
in
I
both
don't know.
both fights.
Yeah.
Both fights, Elsa.
Yeah, because Elsa would make a mad ice cream
I'm gonna
cake.
vote Elsa wins baking contest. I still think Natsu would have it in a fight.
Okay.
Well, I
Because
mean,
Natsu is also a fighter.
yeah, he's a trained fighter.
Elsa is not.
Yeah.
He probably only needs one good hit, and that's.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
he
if
might
he makes
only
that,
get one
if
good
she
hit.
makes that spike
I
attack,
don't think
though,
so.
Besides, she's just gonna freeze
She
herself.
can also conjure minions, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing
Oh
that
yeah,
out there.
true.
She fucking does that all the time.
So I guess he gets happy.
What is he?
good.
What is he gonna do? Have a bunch of fucking snowman go at him?
That's what it. You fucking run out of fire
Some
eventually.
fucking like 6-inch fucking Olafs, they'll get close to him and melt.
You run out of fucking fire, then it works.
Distraction.
It's one of those things where it's like, I don't care how hot a fire is burning, if I throw enough snow on it, it will go out.
So
These are
I-
real
that's-
facts with Eli
Okay.
Brown.
Yes,
I've done this.
okay, that works in real life, but I'm saying that like Natsu's fire
Are you
isn't
going
just
with Natsu?
fire.
Yes, but
Yeah.
he will run out of
Yeah,
fire.
you're going with-
He has
it's,
to
It's a
ingest
tie,
it.
Zach. You are our tiebreaker.
Wait, which scenario are we going with?
I
Baking
think he has
contest?
Do
more
both.
than enough time.
I think
Baking,
everyone's-
she wins.
Yeah, I think everyone says she wins on baking.
Yeah, on
Pretty
baking,
much.
definitely.
Yeah,
She's
but
a
like
woman.
it's a fight.
Again.
You're the tiebreaker. They say Natsu, we say Elsa.
trained fighter my ass. He gets his ass beat all the time by people that are way less trained.
Did Elsa
They
even
do
do
that?
anything to
I'm not saying that Fairy Tail is a well-written series.
Did Elsa even contribute to their victory in Frozen? I don't remember.
I guess. In the
Technically, no.
What do you mean contribute?
Nobody
to it?
really.
What? Yeah, I was like,
contributed
there
to
wasn't like a.
victory.
I don't
fucking
remember
victory.
much from Frozen.
There wasn't a battle.
She gets super like when
She's
She's
sad.
the main cause of everything that
whatever.
goes wrong in
By
that
the way,
movie.
when they almost kill her, she fucking summons a goddamn blizzard. By the way.
Yeah, true.
God damn.
And that like fucks them up. They're trying to kill her, and it takes them like apparently wind pushing them so hard.
Okay.
She controls the fucking wind now.
Good
by the
example.
way.
There's a section. There's an arc in Fairy Tail that like takes place in basically like Antarctica.
Oh yeah, that's
Except
right.
for it's like inhabited by people and shit like that. They're like good at ice magic. And
Fucking
they
rich-
fight a fucking like ice demon. And Natsu
dumb.
is basically able to just walk around stark fucking naked. Because his body temperature alone is that fucking high.
Right. Okay.
So they
I
won.
still feel like it would
'Cause-
take stuff to maintain that.
Because the dragon, yes, he has to eat fire.
Yes.
But he doesn't have to fucking like just gulp it down every spell. It's
No,
like
but I'm saying
he eats
you're at
fire
the level
and
of
then he's
stuff
good
that you're
for a long
talking,
time.
where he's like, "Hey, you fucking walk into buildings and everyone clothes light on fire." He would have to like that one is above his norm.
Okay,
He
pick
doesn't
the-
do that
let's-
every
let's-
fucking
let's
time.
pick the next
It's
one,
really
yeah.
weird because they don't really go into how much he has to eat it, but he doesn't really eat it that much during the series.
Let's,
He
okay.
does in every big fight. He
In
gets
some,
weak, and
how
then he's
far
like,
are
"Oh,
you though?
guess I watched 170 episodes of that fucking show.
What fight was going on at the time?
Pick one.
No, I mean like
When he fights
legitimately
the
at like
fucking
170.
Sinister Six, that's one of them.
Okay,
They're fighting inside a giant robot or something. I don't remember
yeah,
too
so he's still kind of weak at that point. But like later on, it basically is like, oh, he eats fire like every other day, and then he's just fucking strong now. Like again, I'm not saying Fairy Tail is a well-written show because it's fucking not. It could just be that the writers were like, I don't want to fucking draw that anymore, and then just decided to fucking get rid of it. I'm just saying, I think he'd have enough time to deal with her pretty quick.
I mean, all he needs is one good hit.
One
He
good
doesn't even
hit
have to
and
be
she's
near her.
Pretty dead.
No, because it literally doesn't put a toll on her to summon ice.
Yeah, true. But again, like it's not like he's gonna have to be making
And she
fire
can do
for a long
that shit
time.
fucking instantly.
Zach, you're
Are
the
you
deciding
getting what I'm
factor.
saying?
Just-
If I keep throwing
Just
ice
say
instantly
something.
at
I'm
you,
listening to their points.
you literally
Good
cannot
lord,
burn
just
through
make a
it fast
decision,
enough.
But we
please.
don't know that.
okay.
We do know that.
But we don't.
Even-
because it's magic fire.
Now, even calm
It's
the fuck-
magic
No,
fire.
calm
It's
down.
not real life
Yeah.
fire.
Calm down here, though.
Yes, you're right. If I have a
Even if it-
flamethrower and you instantly, foreverly throw ice at me, eventually it will catch up to
That's
my
napalm.
flamethrower.
That's a
and I'll
completely
die.
different thing, fucker.
Exactly. It's a
Oh,
magic fire.
no.
Why?
I-
What are
No,
we-
no, no,
what
no.
are we doing now?
Give or take. Say
Zach
he
hasn't
melts
heard.
all the
Zach,
ice instantly.
I'll go with Natsu
Okay.
because he's a trained fighter.
Shut the fuck up. Even if she melted, or even if he melted all the ice instantly, it is still projectile coming at him. It turns to fucking water.
You're right, but I'm.
And if you say it's gonna turn to steam, you can go fuck yourself. That would not work.
It's another thing that's happened in the manga where he
Would
fought
not
water
happen.
mages and evaporated water with his
You guys are
fire.
more into this than the
This is
Witch
fucking
and Lich
dumb.
King.
It's because there's more lore on
There's
both.
not
of-
even there's not more.
There really
lore.
isn't more lore on both of the characters,
just
but there's
more
more there is
scientific.
to go off
She
of.
literally froze summer.
Yeah.
Okay,
pretty
so who
much.
do? Okay, so who do we want to pit up against to gag fight and then real fight?
I thought we
How
were
about
gonna
we
do
just have one
Tigger versus
fight?
Tony the Tiger.
For the real fight, okay, Tigger versus Tony the Tiger. I like the gag
We
fight.
always
though. It's
do
like,
just one fight.
yeah, and then we do like a funny thing that.
Yeah, because a
This,
lot of
this
Keen's
is supposed to
ideas
be
turn
funny, and
into
you're
a
already
gag.
backing out because you want him to vote.
Tigger versus Tony.
It's
not-
getting
no.
heated.
It's
No,
funny because he votes.
Yeah, because like
Because
this
he's
one
all
is the
like, I
Tiger.
don't know what's going on, but
I was
this.
on my phone all the time.
I
Okay.
literally just.
Exactly. We're still at a tie because his vote doesn't count.
Yeah.
The only thing I
No,
remember.
it counts.
The
He's
poll, yeah.
3/5 of a person, so he's 3/5 of a vote.
Yeah.
Which means it's 2 and 3/5 against 2.
Actually, no. You're not a person though.
That's not. That doesn't count.
Okay,
Because
let's-
I
he's
have
three
to be
shits.
able to vote.
Let's fight
Jesus
the
Christ,
fight.
man.
Like I think.
Jeez, Keen, you're like whispering.
Sorry.
Yeah, like trying to get us to be quieter when we're talking at a regular volume.
Everybody calm
Calm
down.
down. Chill.
Are we doing Tigger versus Tony the Tiger?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
why
that's
would
a
Tigger,
we?
good one. I love it.
Tigger versus Tony the Tiger.
Pushing
and
that
then,
hard.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. I
Who's
still
doing-
think Tigger's gonna drown in a bowl of Frosted Flakes.
Danny
Like,
Phantom versus
Big
Casper.
bowl.
Danny Phantom versus Casper.
No, that's gay.
That's funny.
No.
That's a good gag
That's a
fight.
good
He's
though.
a
gag
ghost
fight.
hunter against a ghost. Yeah, that'd be a good gag fight.
That's the gag fight.
I thought we were doing Tigger and
He has
Tony the
fucking
Tiger.
I thought that was the serious
Fuck
fight.
up.
Why would we do Tigger and Tony
That's
the
not
Tiger
the
as a
serious
serious
fight.
fight?
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's the dumbest thing I've heard this entire
I'm not
podcast.
researching that. Go
Okay.
fuck yourself.
Then who do we want for a serious fight?
Keen just wants it to be over. Oh god, John, give an idea
So that
because
he
I don't
can
want
fall
you to shoot
asleep
down all
during
mine.
D&D again or what?
Probably. Anyway,
Oh,
yeah.
It's up
Fuck
to
you,
you
we got
guys
D&D
if you want to
today.
do D&D.
I do.
I thought we were going to,
I'm
but
doing
then
it.
Nathan
Do
left.
it, do it.
yeah.
Large money.
I think we should.
Big penis,
We
big
should
money.
wait for Hale for that one.
I think you should go fuck yourself.
How?
What do you mean how?
I
Like
said how.
specifically like
I'm
walk
not
out of
gonna
this
explain
room
it to you.
and fuck yourself.
I said ow. I said ow. Yeah, serious fight. What's a good
Okay, I
one?
thought you said how.
No, I said ow.
You know what kills me is I know I thought of a good one like a week and a half ago.
Should have written it down.
I know I thought about that. I was like, I should write these on like a fucking notes or something. I was like, it'll be fine. I'll remember.
Oh, what is a good one?
I don't.
Roy Mustang versus someone. Someone pick
What
something.
about
Roy Mustang is.
I don't really want to do Mustang. What about Charizard versus Flame Dramon?
Flame Dramon would win.
Does he get Mega Charizard though?
Yes.
Flame Dramon would win.
Why?
Because he's Flame Dramon. He's an actual intelligent being versus a mindless fucking creature.
Charizard's not mindless.
No,
it's
that's
just
like
an
asking
animal.
you if this
Is his
fucking
trainer gonna be there? Or?
No.
It could just be a
Just
wild
straight
one.
up Charizard. That's the part that gives it a bit of an edge, in my opinion.
no
That is
makes
why?
it stupid.
Is it?
No, like seriously, like Charizard is a dumbass animal.
Fine.
Okay, do we want this
Like
to be our fight?
it'd be like if I was like, man, what about this anthropomorphic dog against my regular dog? It's like, oh, that one's gonna win then, yeah, because it's a dog, but it's also a person. It's like he's a flame monster, but he's also a guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's got spike claws and fucking stab.
Yeah, but Charizard learned Slash too.
Might
Who's
as
he
well
gonna
put
learn
him-
it? He's in the wild.
Might as well just put him
He
up against
learns it
Wolverine.
naturally.
No, bad idea. Shut down. Get the fuck out of here.
Fine. Fuck
Shooting
you.
down
They
John's
come up
ideas.
with a good idea.
I'm trying to think of one.
Charizard and Flame Dramon, a good idea.
No.
That was good.
Might as well put Wolverine versus Flame
We could even do Charizard X. I was gonna give him Charizard Y,
Now.
but X gives
I
him
had
Dragon.
that's
X
right. I
don't
remember
give it
what
to
I was
you.
pushing for this. It was like fucking Reinhardt versus
Garish.
Yeah, it was
Grommash.
fucking Hammer Guy versus another Hammer Guy.
No, it's Grommash.
Oh.
It's Battle Axe.
He has an axe. But then Kian probably doesn't want to do another WoW character.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's fair.
Like we're like Reinhardt because he's in like a MOBA setting. His
That's also hard to do, yeah. He dies at the time.
yeah.
Also, Garrosh is demon infused, or Grommash. I keep saying Garrosh.
What if we put like the? I want to put it like the Power Rangers from the Power Rangers and the Super Sentai Mighty Morphin Power Rangers because their powers are ridiculously different in each.
That's just like Power Rangers
That's
versus
just Power Rangers. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, their powers are different, but they're still Power Rangers powers.
The ways they get them though are weird.
That's
So
just
they still
because
possess the
they
same
care
powers.
more about Power Rangers in Japan, so they actually write storylines.
Yeah, I want to do a team though of another team.
I don't know if I want to do another team.
Oh, we've
But
got
they have to have
the
legit-
Barrow brothers.
Oh my god.
No.
RuneScape. I've already done all the research, you see.
No, we'll wait
I've
for
got
that.
it covered.
Yeah.
I need to think of a good matchup for them. I want it. I want
He
it so
says
bad.
do his
Like they're
research.
wraithed? No, they're wraithed. So honestly, against the Nazgul would be the most like.
Yeah.
But they'd get their ass beat.
I
They
kinda
really
want-
they serve the same purpose. Actually.
Right.
They're based off of it. Anyway, yeah, fuck you. I know so much useless knowledge about RuneScape.
I don't know if I'd call it useless.
Oh
It's
god,
actually-
it is. No,
It's actually very interesting. No, like, oh, it's a good fight.
It's really not.
I still kind of want to do Solid Snake versus Deathstroke.
I still think.
I just don't think
One
it's a
of-
fair fight.
I think one of them will end up being stupid good, and it'll probably be Solid Snake.
And that's Snake.
The
yeah.
problem with looking up Solid Snake is that you have to differentiate it from all the other snakes.
You got Solid Snake, Liquid Snake,
Cassius
Trouser Snake.
Old Man Snake.
Yeah.
Shadow Snake.
I don't remember what his name
Snake.
actually is.
Bigger Trouser Snake.
Black Trouser Snake.
Okay, I think I got it.
Bigger, blacker Trouser Snake. Trouser Snake.
Yoshimitsu
Rock.
from Soul Calibur versus Kenshin.
Tension.
I don't know who they are.
I don't like it.
Okay.
What the fuck? I don't like it. You know who they are.
Saber from the Fate series versus Nightmare.
Mostly, I don't like it because I think you and me are like the only two who know who Yoshimitsu is.
That sword
So
robot
look
guy
it up
from
and tell me about
Tekken.
it.
I don't want
and
to
Soul Calibur.
look up Yoshimitsu though. If
But
I'm
it's
gonna
a
have,
video
if I have to be the one who looks up something, I'm gonna be okay with looking it up.
Oh, god damn. Just like pause it, come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
It'll
Edit
be
on
like
again.
2.4 seconds for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.